This episode is brought to you by Naked Fig Soap. Shop over a dozen handcrafted artisan soaps locally sourced and made in Arizona using the finest non-toxic intentional ingredients. Naked Fig Soap also offers facial care products along with accessories like soap dishes, soap saver bags, and more.
Visit their website at nakedfigsoap.com and use code DRUMMINGUP, all one word, for 20% off online orders. And that is the best place to find her now.
Yes.
She doesn't really have a storefront so much as she
As
has
of right now.
Yeah, as of right now,
Yes.
she has her products in certain locations,
Yes.
which again is the best place to find her is at her nakedfigsoap.com website
Yes.
or her socials. Instagram is a great spot to find her. Ask her any questions where she's going to be at like a farmer's market.
Yes.
You can find all that out. Or
But coming up, she's
Yeah.
moving to bigger and better opportunities.
Yes, absolutely. And we're very happy to hear that because,
Yes.
we just want to make
She's one
sure
of our
she's doing okay.
favorite companies.
Oh, yeah. Whenever we're getting low, we always place our order.
Yes.
And again, use that code drumming up,
Yes.
all one word, to get that 20% off discount.
For sure.
nakedfigsoap.com. It'll be in the show notes. We'll have her website. And then the best thing to do is from the website, go find her socials, follow her. That helps her. And by you doing that, it helps us because we know you're listening. We know you're buying her great products. She also offers tattoo care and everything too.
Yes,
so
she does.
just a ton of stuff that she does. It's all locally made and everything. So what was that website again?
That is nakedfigsoap.com.
Using code drumming
Drumming
up,
Up.
all one word, for 20% off at checkout.
Hi there, this is Julian of Gorad, and you are listening to Drumming Up Conversation. Hell yeah.
Drumming up conversation. Drumming up, yeah. Drumming up, drumming up conversation. Drumming up, drumming up, drumming up conversation. Drumming up, drumming up, drumming up conversation. Drumming up, drumming up, drumming up conversation. Yeah!
Hello and welcome to Drumming Up Conversation. I'm Justin Wood.
I'm Andrea Wood.
And I'm the kid.
Intro and outro music is provided by Arizona prog metal band Temporal Displacement. You can find their music anywhere you listen to your favorite music. It is Justin's band, so give it a listen and follow him, please. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation, and on X at Drum Conversing. If you have any questions or comments, email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com. And you can listen to our podcast on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and watch it on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe, give us a rating, and
Just, get all the notifications of when new episodes are out and everything.
tell a friend.
And tell a friend, and make sure they tell their friends and all that good stuff. So this is a bonus episode, more or less. We're going to probably release it on a regular release day anyway. But this is the trip we took to Flagstaff for the Jackyl show. And we'll also talk a little bit about Wrestlemania. So we'll go ahead and kick it off with Jackyl, with that whole experience. So we went up on the concert wasn't on until Saturday, but and what was funny is we wanted to go to the one at Bike Week, and they just happened to release some more dates, and I just decided to look at it because I'm like, they're probably not going to play here because they would have just played here. And then the last show of the tour was in Flagstaff. I was like, screw going to Bike Week.
Because Bike Week was $69 for entry, and then you're there with 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Versus you go up to Flagstaff for $69, and it's a club that maybe held 150.
And we got the VIP for the $69. So we
wouldn't have had VIP at Bike Week.
we wouldn't have gotten, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
It would have been 100,000 people back because we like the bleachers at Bike Week.
Yeah,
and we would have had to kill the whole day walking around
to get a seat. Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'm not getting you too well.
Oh, okay.
So
Do I need to
well, you probably want it
closer?
pointing towards you usually helps too.
I'm trying to keep my paper on the
We'll put it
table.
to the side over there. There you go. See? It's fine. All right. Anyway,
So we made the drive up on
Yeah.
Thursday.
which was fun because it wasn't that bad. We got up there pretty quick.
we did. Well, the kid took the day off, and we worked
We worked
short days.
short days,
We
half
left,
days,
Yeah.
which is the way I like to do it anyway because I don't have to use a full day.
Right.
I can keep those extra hours for whatever else. And we, because she had the day off, she just dropped me off and picked me up. We got everything packed the couple days before, which was, always my thing. So her and I, Kristera and I got there and
Got
loaded
to
everything up.
Tetris the back of the
Yeah.
vehicle.
Took a picture of it for the way back because everything was put in really nice. And then you got home. You pretty much changed your shirt and we took off. Yeah. And we got some coffee and then headed up. And yeah, we got up there. What? 2?
I think.
1:30, 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we ended up going and getting food pretty early too, which was good. Because
That's when we went to Fratelli's.
yeah, that's when we went to the pizza place, which was fun.
If anyone's in Flagstaff, please visit Fratelli's.
Yeah, they have I think 3 locations. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try a different one next time because it looked a little bigger. This one's a little small, a little compact.
Yeah, just the parking. lot.
Just everything.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And that Bash's wasn't worth it, so I want to go out there.
Yeah.
So-
And don't shop at the old bashes.
I mean, I'm not gonna take business from anything, but it just wasn't nice.
No.
It was more like a food city.
Yeah. It was old.
Yeah, it was
built.
very old.
That has to be the first one they ever had.
Probably because of where it's
Like
located
that, yeah.
too, kind of built out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. And we just drove around after that.
Mhm.
We went and found some wine. I think we ended up going to Safeway, right?
We went to that liquor store and got
That was
some-
Oh,
fun.
that's right.
That
After
was fun.
that's right. We did the Fratellis and the Bashes, and then we went to the liquor store down
Mm-hmm.
the ramp there. Yeah, that was really cool. They had a lot of local
A
stuff.
lot.
I actually found something that will be showing in the next week's episode. That
was Friday our scavenging trip? Was that Friday
scavenging.
when we were looking for things? Was that Friday?
Yeah.
Did we do any Thursday?
No, we did it Friday.
Okay. All right.
Because we had Owen Harn on Friday morning, and that's when she went out and looked for just at the downtown and looked at bookstore and all that
yeah.
stuff. And so we had Owen on and finished that. Then our plan was because it was your birthday,
It's my birthday.
we wanted to go to Sedona.
Yep.
That sucks. Next time we just need to not have anything going on that day and just leave early in the morning.
morning.
It would have been.
Get a
Only tourists
parking
there.
spot.
It was just terrible. People are assholes.
We thought downtown San Luis and Pismo was bad. Sedona's just as bad.
Yeah. It was bad. People don't know how to drive and yeah. But we were like really hungry at this point. So we're like, all right, let's see if we can find
Find
something because
something.
we're gonna eat downtown. Like, forget it. We can't
That's
even
not
park.
what happened.
So we
So-
flipped back around.
And on the way out,
through the-
I noticed that there was a burger place, and you were like, I didn't see anything. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it had like burgers and stuff on there. So, and I guess every day they have this farmer's market out there with all this
At that
Native
Native
American
American, yeah.
jewelry and stuff like that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Sorry
it's
about
loud.
that. Fucking bastards. And so we ended up stopping at this really nice burger place because we were going to look at the Native American.
Just remember, GPS was like, go on this random
Oh,
road.
yeah.
GPS is going to take us just to a person's house.
We need to stop having your mom's phone lead us. I don't know why yours is just the way it is.
But it was AJ's in the Canyon. So,
Yeah.
So if you're
It was good.
stop at AJ's in the Canyon.
It was
'cause
really
was good.
Now we have a place
Yeah.
to stop instead of going to downtown and eating. We'll just stop there.
After we ate, we perused the outdoor market.
And I mean, while we're eating too, we were the only ones in there when we got there.
Yeah.
We sat down at a table that was away from everything else, and people still managed to sit
Sit
right next to us.
us.
Like, are you
The lady
serious?
right behind us proceeded to
And then
have
have
a
a-
very loud phone conversation.
It's like, come on, we're just trying to relax
Yeah.
and
And
eat.
whoever she was talking to, she's like, yeah, we're on vacation. We've done, and we're like, oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
It's one of those
If you're
things.
gonna let us into your conversation, then we're gonna have
we're,
fun
we're
with
gonna
it. Yeah.
engage back and yeah.
Yeah.
And don't give us dirty looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have sat anywhere else. There's like 10 other tables to
She
sit
was
at.
outside and it was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I know. You know, if we'd sat outside, they would have sat next to us too. And I know we're bitching and complaining and stuff, but it's like, it's just one of those, like, come on. Like, we sat here to be away from everyone else, and then you have to sit like right next
Yeah.
to us. Come on. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves. 'Cause
Those
we're already
burgers-
stressed out from fucking downtown Sedona.
Yeah.
So
Those burgers are really good.
they were
though.
really good.
Yeah.
And they weren't very, it wasn't expensive either.
No, it
It was
wasn't.
a good helping of fries and all that too. It was good servings. So yeah, it was really good. And then we went to the Native American
Yeah.
place and checked some stuff out.
We
And
talked to a nice young man that worked there
Mhm.
that had so much knowledge of his people
Mm-hmm.
and what they do and how they make everything because it was all in Native American jewelry. He was I
Yeah,
felt
just-
bad that we didn't buy anything.
I know.
But if we had bought anything, I wanted to buy it from him.
Hmm.
But it's expensive.
And it sounds like they're all kind of all know each other and
I think
together.
from
So
the same tribe.
yeah. So you buy from one, you buy from all of
Yeah.
them,
Yeah,
really. So
sure.
yeah,
But he was the most engaging.
for sure. I mean, they were all nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The 89A. I mean, I don't want to
So
tell everyone
beautiful.
about how good a drive it is because I don't want a lot of people to know. But man, what a great drive!
But they'll be driving on that road. They'll look and be like, "Huh, where does that road go?"
Fly off the mountain. Yeah. Yeah. That was me.
The one we were just on.
Yeah.
But if they don't take that, they also won't see the bird person on the side of the road.
Just outside of Sedona, before we got back into the canyon, there's just, and I thought it was a woman. You thought it was a man.
I
I
thought
don't
it was
think
a,
that was
yeah,
me.
I thought it was a man.
With big wings literally standing on
On
the
the
side
cliff.
of a cliff.
Yeah.
And we're like, they're gonna try to fly? What's going on?
They had their
here?
trunk open,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure. Were they trying to sell something? If they were, what was it?
I had
Wings.
some candies. Some
Or wings.
buffalo wings. Oh man.
What did we do after the Friday?
We went
After we-
to Goodwill.
That's
I
right. We went
like
to Goodwill.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's not really talk about what we did though. Yeah.
We went to Goodwill
Yeah.
And it was a good time.
it was a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this fun idea of things we could do to
Yes.
decorate the house. So I'll just keep it at that. So then
But our prior to that, our conversation with Owen Harn was a lot of fun.
yeah. And we'll have him on again.
And the kid came back with a coconut cream pie for my
Mhm.
birthday
Mhm.
and a necklace. So that was really nice. And the coconut cream pie was
It was
really good.
Yeah. And then we
Missed
just
out.
Yeah.
and then we just took it easy the rest of the night, right?
We went to that Safeway.
Let's see if we got some wine.
We went out for dinner, didn't we? Or did we get food
What
and
did
brought
we
back?
do that night?
Or
Friday?
were we full from AJ's? What did we do Friday night?
It's been such a cluster the last
What
couple
did we
weeks.
do
so-
Friday night? Because we had pizzas on Thursday.
So yeah, we just pretty much snacked the rest of the night because
Yeah.
the lunch was really
Filling.
filling and kind of later in the day
Yeah.
and stuff too. And then I think we had some pizza left over as
Yeah.
well. So
That's when we started watching Eastbound and Down. Right?
that might have been right. Owen had recommended it.
Yes. Yeah, and it's
That's
been
right.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Saturday, we took a walk.
Oh yeah, we got back. That's right, we did. We took that walk. Yeah, that was nice. We found a new trail to take that
Mhm.
kind of does a full circle.
In the forest.
And well, half of it was just off the main road.
Yeah.
And then
then, yeah.
we take this little turn and go straight through the forest. It takes us right back to the entrance of the development that
Yeah.
we have the house in. And that was really nice. So we'll start doing that from now on.
Mhm.
It
It's a
was
nice,
very nice.
nice. We can switch it up, take the forest first and then the other one later or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it's great hiking up there. Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
That Saturday we were going to go to Thorpe Park to relive your childhood memories there.
But they're having a Easter egg hunt.
and it was
a week before, right?
off,
Or 2
yeah.
weeks before or something? Okay.
And so there was like 200 too many kids for you.
One is too many, but yeah.
That's why I said 200 too many.
Yeah.
And so we went to the cemetery and walked around because the kid and I love
Mhm.
cemeteries.
Mhm.
And this cemetery was old.
What were the earliest dates? Do you remember?
1810?
Yeah,
The
I remember
early
it's like in
size.
1835 was
Yeah.
one, something like that.
And we,
yeah.
we found the founders of Flagstaff's
Mhm.
grave.
That was cool.
That was
Mhm.
cool.
They had that whole Freemason section
Yeah.
out there, veterans. So it was
Mhm.
pretty cool.
It was nice.
There's a couple you couldn't read
When did
out.
when did we get the breakfast?
We did that Did we
Was
do
that-
that prior?
That was that same morning.
Yeah, that was
Saturday.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was good.
Because I woke up starving.
We did
And I think
have
it's because we ate
yeah.
when we did and it was just like we didn't eat much that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
I
was
starving.
good.
Yeah.
Tacos Los Altos. I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So we did that before
It
anything.
was a pain trying to order it online first.
Yeah, next time we know it's close enough, we'll just go there. I
and
just
go.
I was just worn out
Yeah.
the day before. So yeah, that was really good. So then we went to try to go to the park and then because I remember growing up there was a park that we'd always go to and it had this like really tall metal like rocket ship slide. And
It's
I
not a
just
rocket ship.
remember it being like kind of dangerous. Even when I was a kid, I'm like, I don't know, this doesn't feel right. And
Uh-huh.
it's not there
It's not
anymore.
there anymore.
Probably because someone got hurt on it. And yeah, and then we went to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Just kind of killing time for the
Mhm.
day, just staying busy but staying close because we knew we had to get back and get ready.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then at that point we went back home, started getting ready
Mhm.
for the concert, and because we were taking an Uber for the first time,
Mhm.
and kiddo scheduled that, and they got there early.
Even though we've always been told not to get in a car with strangers.
Found someone online
Yeah.
to get in their car.
Yeah.
But this way, I assume it's all like people know that whose car you get into
You
and all
don't
that
have to
stuff.
maybe
So
pass backgrounds. I
yeah,
hope.
I would hope. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to pass background if someone does a crime for the first time too, right? So,
For sure.
but if
Yeah.
they get into it to commit crimes and they're not,
Yeah.
they don't have a
Yeah,
background. I
yeah.
mean, I always look at that way too. So,
Well, our first driver was really nice
Yeah.
lately.
yeah. Oh, well, and we were quiet on
Yeah.
the trip
Yeah.
up because
Well,
there
it said
was-
he was hearing impaired.
exactly. Yeah. So we're like, oh, I don't want to talk and he can't hear us or something
Mhm.
or, whatever else. And so what time we got picked up, what, like 3:20?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we're
it
like,
was
we'll get down there like
3:30.
three,
Yeah.
but we'll get
Mhm.
down there between like 3:45 and 4, because I think it showed the doors open at 4, right? Something like that for the bar or
For the
something.
bar where the venue was.
Yeah, and we'd never been there before, so we don't really know what the
Because
setup is.
Pub Rock, you can drink at the bar while bands are
While they're setting
yeah,
up.
while they're
Mhm.
setting up. So, but we got there, opened up the door, and the lady said we're not open until later. So then we're like, okay, what do we do?
Yeah, so then, well, when we got dropped off too, it was cool because he's like, "Are you guys actually going to Yucca North?" Like, yeah. He's like, "Who are you going to see?" We're like, "Jackyl." He's like, "I'm your lumberjack baby." I'm like, if we'd have known he knew who this was, we could have
We would've
talked the whole
talked
trip.
about it. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was right before he dropped us off. I'm like, dude, like, ask maybe ahead of time,
Yeah.
like, if you wanted to talk. But because I'm always quiet with that, I'd rather just,
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
don't want to make
Mhm.
anyone nervous or anything. So we got dropped off.
I remember the time that we took a cab in San Luis from the house to the airport. Our driver was Chatty Cathy from the get-go.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you remember that.
I don't.
No, okay.
I don't.
Um,
It's probably early morning, and I did not
it
want
was
to.
very amazing. Yeah. So yeah, then we walked downtown a little bit. We were gonna go to,
Bomax.
yeah, we were gonna go there.
And then they were closed.
they were closed.
So
It's
then
like,
we said,
why are these places not open early? Like,
Yeah.
people like to drink early, like us.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And yeah, so then we walked around like, okay, well, let's go. There's that haunted hotel,
The Monte
Monte
Vista.
Vista.
Monte Vista. So like, oh, let's go check that out. And it said they had a bar, so we went, and
It was closed.
it was closed. So then we were like, oh, it opens. So then at that point, we went back to Yucca North,
Mhm.
and we went and walked in, and that's when they told us it was the first time we went to Monte Vista.
Yeah, because we're
Oh,
trying to
gotcha.
figure out the other one, the lounge,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Lotus Lounge.
Yeah.
But we're like, how do we even get in?
Yeah. So then we went back, and they said we couldn't get in. Then we went back to the Monte Vista,
That's
and,
right.
and then we waited outside 'cause it was open in 10 minutes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we checked it. That door didn't open, I guess, because that door doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So we had to go in through the hotel, and then we went down there, and we got in there a little early. He was playing some music and getting stuff set up. He's like, oh, I'm not quite
When
ready.
both of these doors open,
I'm open.
I'm open.
So then he's like, so probably 5 minutes or so. Like, okay, cool. So then we went back in, and
it was so funny. He's like, I remember you from 5 minutes ago.
like, this is gonna be.
Let's see.
Which was nice that he was like friendly about it. Because
Yeah.
not
Not
like
like-
jerky about it.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you guys were the ones that were trying to get in before I was ready. You
Mhm.
know.
Even though it was already time
Yeah.
to open too.
Yeah.
So yeah. But he was really nice about
Yeah.
it.
So this hotel has its notoriety is that it's very haunted. Ghost adventures have been there. Several people have said things. So we're at the bar. We're talking to the bartender. We have some drinks.
Well, so first we sat down and we're like, hey, do you have any local
Anything
spirits or
local?
anything, whiskeys or anything? He's like, I think I have a local gin. And he brought it over, and it was like, that's really good.
We do like gin and
Yeah.
ginger ale.
So we ordered those gin
Yeah.
ginger ale with lime, and
The kid had a cider.
Yeah, I was shaking my head over here, like, not me.
yeah. So and then we found out it's made like down the street
Yeah.
in Flagstaff. So the next time we go up there, we're
We're
definitely
going
going to
there.
check out
Yes.
that place.
Yeah.
And
And they were so good.
they were really good, dangerously good.
Dangerously good. So I
But
think
we started talking about
Yeah.
like music and stuff, and he sets up all the bands down there. So essentially, we got offered a gig to play
Yeah.
there, and then we told him about the podcast. So when we do that, we're gonna have them on, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we gained a, and I actually reached out to my guys while we are sitting there. I'm like, hey, would you guys be interested in playing
And you're
Flagstaff? I'm like, who? All right. I was like, probably one or two of them. I'm like, I don't know, man. All of them were like, no, let's do it. I'm like, oh shit.
yeah.
It's like, damn it, I don't have that scapegoat. They couldn't get me out of this. No, it's all good. That'd be fun because I'd choose my dad's drums, take those up. Be easy.
So a couple drinks in, the kid and
Couple
I,
four.
yeah, the kid and I needed to use the restroom, and the women's restroom was back upstairs. And luckily, yours was just right around the corner
I don't
downstairs.
think I used. No, I did use
You
it.
did use it.
We left. That's right.
So we went upstairs, walked into the ladies' room, and there were two very drunk girls in there. And I'm saying girls because they were just barely 21.
21.
And so one was standing
That's my type.
one was standing in front of the stall, and the kid could see from where she
The
was.
door was open.
Was it
The
open?
door was open.
She's
It
like-
was like cracked ajar.
She's like, Mom, that stall's open. That girl's like, it's open.
And stumbles
And
in.
stumbled into it. And then the girl in the other stall.
He's in the middle one.
Yeah. So I get into the far left one,
Mhm.
and all I hear is they both drop their phones. They're like, "Oh my god, we
Splash.
dropped our phone." They dropped them on the floor.
Yeah.
But then the one that had went into the far right stall, she's like, "I dropped my phone," and then she looks down. She's like, "But my shoes are so cute." And like, oh man, they're drunk. So since this hotel has a
Reputation.
of being haunted, the kid and I washed our hands real quick, and I was just about to turn off the light and go, "Oh my god, it is haunted!" And the one in the middle opened up the stall door. I was like,
So we
"Damn it!"
rushed out before we could get caught, even though
Yeah.
we didn't do anything.
I know, but I was going to do
I'd
it.
have done it
I
anyway.
was gonna be a little
Should have done
mischievous.
the no sprot. You just flipped it on and off a bunch.
The SpongeBob move. So then we went back and got to our seats, and we had a couple more drinks because I think we had like 4.
Yeah,
Oh, they were so good.
they were.
They were so
We got
good.
we got places to go hang out when we
Mhm.
go.
Yep.
Yeah, because it wasn't something that got super busy, at least not at that time. Maybe
Yeah.
later on in the night, more of the nightlife.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
But
Once everything else closes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was different than I thought it would be, though.
mhm.
It
It
was.
didn't seem haunted.
I didn't feel weird.
We're
in it
not
at all.
looking for that. We don't care.
Yeah.
Like if it happens, it happens. Great. We're not
Yeah.
afraid of it or anything. So then, yeah, we went back to the Yucca North venue and we waited outside for maybe 10 minutes. I think they scanned our tickets and all that. Yeah. Well, that and it it was nice outside. So
'Cause, how did we find out when we had to be at the venue
they told us
They
when we
told
walked
us
in.
as we walked in.
They said come back at 6, I think
Oh,
it
okay.
was.
for the
6 or 6:15.
6:15? I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we stood in line for a little bit.
Mhm.
Too bad.
No, and it was nice out. So
Yeah.
it was actually a cooler day
Mhm.
than
Yeah.
it was supposed to be. It was like 65 instead of 75 like it
The
was supposed to be.
wind. Yeah.
It was nice. So yeah, we got our ticket scanned. Everyone was hanging out, talking, whatever, and then
Yeah.
we got in, and the fun ensued. So they kind of told us where to go and how it's going to be a non-contact
The-
meet and greet.
We had a table like our desk lined with shots of Jesse James whiskey, and then they had a
And we,
A barbecue.
barbecue buffet.
yeah,
I've
We
never
didn't-
been to a concert where there's a barbecue
yeah,
buffet.
buffet.
table.
We didn't have any, but it was
smelled
there.
good.
It smelled good. Yeah, that was funny.
yeah, and they were all lined up. They told us to take one, and we were smelling it and stuff like that. Like, oh, it smells pretty good. You know.
But we had to wait around for a little bit because Jesse wasn't coming out to the stage until like 5 something.
No, it was.
He came out pretty quick,
Yeah,
I
it
feel
wasn't too
like.
bad.
Okay.
It was just we had to walk around with like a shot of whiskey for
With-
15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is stupid.
We met
Like,
the
so I went back
cook.
and talked. I was like, you expect us to just carry these around and not drink them for this long? I was like, what if I have one now and I just grab another one of those? It's like, those are for the other people that got VIP tickets. I'm like,
They were
fine.
portioned out
Yeah.
for the exact number.
I was like, all right. And then so finally Jesse James came out, like I think just a couple minutes after that.
Yeah.
And we did the whole talking thing and all that. It was pretty quick and
It was quick, yeah, because no one really had any questions for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Yeah, it was fun. You know, it was cool seeing it, and
I mean, like we were this close
Yeah.
to Jesse James.
yeah. And then after that, it was just done in like 5-10 minutes, maybe.
Shot
Had our
with
shots
him.
with him, which I was surprised he didn't go. I raised a glass and propose a toast, and this one, baby, is for you. I was really hoping he was going to do that, and he didn't. And
Hello, Grenache.
yeah, hello. So then after that, we headed back towards where the table was with all the drinks.
Because there was still like a half
10?
table.
10
Yeah.
It was a
probably.
lot.
And
So
so,
then I was like, all right, now that this is over, he's like,
have at it.
have at it. I'm like, challenge
So
accepted.
we had our glasses. We just
started till it was full. He was just laughing.
It's good
So
whiskey.
yeah, it was good. But then we actually
Yeah.
then we went to the bar and they had the whiskey of the Flagstaff place that we
Did we have one before the concert?
no,
No.
that place didn't have it. We just had the gin.
No. I mean, before the concert at the bar there at the venue, did we have a drink?
No,
before?
because we were handed our shots right away.
And then we got merch.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We did get merch. We got merch first. They had some cool merch.
The kid and I got cool merch that wasn't on
I
display.
know. I'm glad he was like, "Do you mean this one or this one?" We're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what's
That
that
one.
one?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, that's right. We got merch. And then we went to the bar, and that's when we saw that they had that whiskey of that Flagstaff place
Yeah.
that made the gin. And we were like, oh my God. Okay. I'm like, Jesse James's was good,
It was good.
but this was just unbelievable whiskey.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, you know, yeah, it was just fun. We were just talking to the bartender, and then we went back. I think we were hanging out with the promoter a little bit more.
Mhm.
And then we finally started getting up towards the stage because it was getting ready to start. Because we stayed back for Colors of
Yeah, we
Chaos.
missed Colors of Chaos. But the second band
We
was
didn't
okay.
miss them. We can never miss them.
It was okay.
Yeah, they were.
It was
better
quick.
than Megadeth.
Well, because it was
better.
like 20 minutes.
The second band was okay.
But they forgot equipment or something, right? Isn't that what they
Yeah.
were saying? Like,
Yeah.
Or something
Well, they used the
missed or
same.
something.
They used the same. They used Killers of Chaos stuff, which I was always like, "You're not using my stuff. If I don't know you, like, no.
Yeah.
Unless you break it, you buy it."
Mhm.
But yeah, I just now if it's house equipment, that's on them.
Yeah.
But
So the way we were standing, we were on the right side of the
where we're
stage.
stage left
Stage
of
left, right
where
side.
Jesse was.
Yes. And there was a lady in front of us, and like her husband was behind her, and then Christera was kind of to the left
Well,
of her, and I was.
She was by
behind her.
herself when we got up there. That I remembered.
No, he was there, and then he walked away for a
Okay.
few minutes, and then he came back, and you're like, whoa, and I was like, no, he was there.
Yeah, because I was like, "What the fuck?" Because we've had that happen
Yeah.
too many times to us for me to let it go.
Yeah.
Jesus, dog.
she really wants to make her presence
But the
known.
thing is, there was room for like all three of us
In
to
that
the
little-
right of her.
Mhm.
Yes,
I had
by the speakers.
tapped her on the shoulder very politely, said, "Can you scoot over just a little bit?" So,
We can sneak.
well, I
Just
said,
for
so-
her.
I said, so our kid could come up to the left and be closer to the stage. And she's like, "No, I don't want to be that close to the side of the stage." Okay.
Okay.
But the husband saw that we were really into everything. So he was like, "Would you guys like to go over there?" We're like, "Yes, we would."
So we were right next to the bassist.
Yeah.
Like right.
It was right next to the monitors.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, so was I.
Yeah. And we could touch his feet.
Yeah.
He was so close to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And oh my God, we had so much fun because I don't dance. I was dancing around. My hands were in the
Yeah,
air.
you were.
I was yelling.
Oh, I have video of it. Yeah. We were having just such a
Really
great time. It was a lot of fun.
A bucket list concert.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
And the fact that we had just been like, all right, we're going to see him at Bike Week, but I don't know how close we're going to get.
Mhm.
And we got this. We're like right on the stage, you
Yeah.
know, and
Um,
tucked in the corner.
I think
Eyesight of the drummer right next to the bass. So the rhythm section was our side
Yeah.
pretty much, and that was fun.
So I think
So about like 7 songs in,
was it 7 songs?
probably. It was about halfway through
And
the.
I got his attention.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give or
Oh,
take.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I got the attention of the drummer, and I was like,
Well, I said try and get a stick. I said either one of you, if you can get his attention, see if you can get a stick.
so I just
And
yelled
she
to
took
him.
it. Yeah,
And,
she took
and-
that
and he
shot.
looked at me, and I'm like, I want a drumstick. And he was like, what? I'm like, drumstick.
He's like,
I want
"Oh."
one.
So he's like,
He
okay,
stood up and he tossed it right
right
to
to
me.
me. And then you went to hand it to me, like, no, that's yours. You earned it. Like, I'm not gonna take it. That doesn't.
And
Plus, it won't look cool.
It
So.
was funny because seeing the reaction of the people that let us sneak in because they weren't really into the concert at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But the look on the lady's face was like, oh,
All you gotta do is ask, which we'll get into later.
maybe I could have gone to that corner and
Yeah.
been
And
okay.
then,
Yeah, because I think just after that it was like 4 or 5 songs, and it was
Yeah.
done.
Oh my God, we were singing, we were yelling.
And this is why I listened to live stuff, because
Yep.
I knew all the ticks in between. What do? You
Wipe
wipe it off.
Yep.
he was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
They're nasty.
Dirtee. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Oh, such a great
Man.
show.
And I know the bassist was paying attention to us
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was loud
Yeah.
Mhm.
singing because I knew all the ticks. I listen. I love the live stuff too because it's so energetic. Like, so like they're one of the very few bands that like you can just feel the energy on their live stuff too. It's just
And
yeah.
so then Jesse James breaks out the chainsaw.
Which I did not think they were gonna do
Lumberjack.
because it's a because
you?
yeah, which
Not.
I have video of why he probably shouldn't have. I'm so glad I have that. So he gets it out. He's playing it through the whole thing because he doesn't do anything till the end. He's playing it and he sets it down and he hooks it right into the bar stool and he sings the rest of the song and then he comes in and picks it back up and then at the very end he destroys the bar stool.
Yep.
And
But he raised it above his head.
yeah, he went and he started up and raised above his head and he clipped some of the stage,
And
the
I had-
metal.
the lighting stage.
Yeah.
I had the best view of their tech guy behind, and he's just like freaking out. And then he starts laughing because he's like, "Okay,
It's
it's not that
sparked
bad."
everywhere.
But yeah,
It was awesome.
when he
You see wood
was-
shooting everywhere, and then yeah, so then he goes to destroy the
The
bar
bar
stool, and he ends up smashing it on the ground. Which I have all this on
Yep.
video, which is really cool. And then at that point, they go off stage, say thank you, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden they come running out with the pieces of the bar
And
stool.
the bass player that was right in front of us,
Goes
Yeah.
right over
Goes-
to El Kiddo.
he hands it right to her.
I don't
Yep.
know if you could see it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
other.
So
we'll get
then
into that in a
it
second.
even has a timestamp on it.
Mhm.
No, it's a data manufacturer.
Oh, I
for
know.
The chair, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But so then we got a stick, and we didn't even anticipate getting half. Which we're thinking, like, if we went to,
Oh yeah, there's a
Yep.
stick.
There's the stick,
It
and
can't help
also
but
well,
declare
hold on,
it is
hold on,
signed.
hold on. I didn't want to get into that yet.
Okay. Well, but
Well,
we'd already mentioned that we got the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
And so, but I was just thinking, like, if we'd done this at Bike Week, we wouldn't have gotten
we
any
don't
of
have
this.
this.
You know, it was just great. So then I'm like, all right, let's push it a little bit. So then we started hanging out after the show, or hoping that someone would come out, we could get it signed or something. Even just, you know, if Chris came out.
Right.
And because we were told by who did a really good job, not the tour manager, but I guess the
concert
tech
promoter. Oh,
the tech.
The kid.
kid who was like,
Yeah.
he was like, this elevation is killing me. Don't forget, we're at what,
And he-
9,000?
He was a very fit, thin kid,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh
This
my God,
elevation
this
is killing me. I'm like, I know we're at like 9,000 right
Yeah.
now.
Which
Like,
is
this
funny,
He
'cause
shook your hand because you said you did a great job tonight.
He did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, he was on top
Well,
of everything.
he was the only tech.
was-
He was in charge of the guitars, the drums.
I was
Band's kid.
just gonna ask, do we think he's
I don't know. I
related,
should have
maybe?
asked. Because hell, he could have been fun to be on here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't even think about it. It was just we were on such a high right now, and I had I had a motive to
Yeah.
get some stuff, and so we got done, and that's when we went and talked to the
promoter.
promoter of the venue we were at, and I was like, hey, I mean, do you have any way we could get this stuff signed? We'd love to get this signed as more of a memory and just something to display. And he's like, it's like, because I have a collection of sticks in our studio that are signed and everything. And he's like, let me find out. So we went over and he talked to the tour manager, and he's like, that's the tour manager right there. His name's Ryan.
Mhm.
If you want to get his attention, he's heading out to the band right now into the bus, get everything ready to
Go
go.
hang out by the bus.
Hang out by the bus. I'm like, okay, so we just beeline it out
We
there.
caught him
Caught him.
just
in
before.
Like,
time.
Ryan, like, we come in peace. I just want to find out, like, we don't need to meet them or anything like that. I know, they're done and whatever. I was like, would there be any way you could take this to them and get these signed? He's like, let me find out. So he went on the bus, like, we don't have a Sharpie at all or anything, any way
They,
to
they
send.
would do it, but they don't have a Sharpie.
And I was like, give me a sec. Go to the bar. Bar always have Sharpies.
Mhm.
So then we're one of the guys there looked like Otis from WWE. So I was like, oh, she's like, we talked to Otis, and I think you got his name.
I don't remember
Yeah,
what it was.
shoot,
But he was like,
he was super nice. Yeah,
This
favorite
was my
Sharpie.
favorite Sharpie. He was so nice.
yeah.
We're
So
like,
then
we
you guys,
not
it's like,
running
I
off.
was like, go in there and get one. 'Cause I know they're gonna have one. So you come running back out like I got one. He goes on, gets everything signed, comes back out,
And
and
he was so nice.
he was very nice because he could have been like, no, they're done. They don't want to do
We're
this.
getting ready to head out to the next.
And it's all an approach. We don't need to meet them. They don't need to come out here and sign it. If you could take them on there and get them signed, and that's all we're asking.
Mhm.
Like,
And then he walked back with us towards the vehicle behind him, and we're like, the show was so great. Please have a safe ride home. He's like, oh, I'm driving this one tonight, and
yeah,
he was just really
super
friendly
cool.
and cool.
So everything was just great.
Yeah.
So we went back inside, and I wanted to mess with him, like, oh shoot, I forgot your Think he has your Sharpie. I was like, no, he was nice enough to give us
To
stuff. I'm not
give
gonna
it
do
to
that.
us,
Like,
yeah.
here's your Sharpie, man. Like, if we
Just
told
gonna
him,
get stuff.
yeah, we told him this is the most important thing to get back. And
Oh, and you were messing with the security guard because what was left was it
because I was messing with him when we were on the floor and by the stage and all that, and I was messing with him, and then
Was it a hat?
oh no, I found a $20 bill,
Oh yeah.
and because he talked about losing it or something like that, and I was like, oh, here is this, whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, that's mine, that's mine. I'm like, okay, whatever. So then he left his hat on the bar, and he was talking to someone. I said, hey, I'll trade you $20 for this hat, and he's like, give me my hat. Because he was like a full, like, legit, like, security guy, like, he had a badge and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, he was like
It was
former
funny.
cop or
Yeah.
something like that.
A lot of police officers, you can hire them when they're off duty because there's a thing on the Pinal Sheriff's Department of you can hire an officer that's off duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a great night, and
We had a lot of drinks
a
afterwards.
lot of drinks, but I felt fine. I didn't feel like stupid or anything. I was coherent enough to get all this arranged to get everything signed. So, which now, if you want to hold up the stick, you can. I can even take it and bring
Get
it
a little
closer to the
closer because of the glare.
So there's the
All
signed
the
stick.
signatures.
And not just that, what's special about that drumstick?
It is Scorpion, which is what my
Your endorsement
is. So that was really cool too. So yeah, just all around fun night. And then you ordered another Uber for us, and they were there fast. I will give them that.
Super fast. I had to send a message. I was like, we're just closing out. We'll be right out.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fast. They're quick.
Yeah.
And then he was really nice.
They added one of the top of the line Tesla. That thing
Mhm.
was nice inside.
You guys
This-
couldn't figure out the door handles at
Oh, I
first,
know. It
though.
was so weird.
Yeah.
And the screen in those things is so big.
Huge.
Yeah.
And it had the big moonroof too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was
It was
cool.
really
That
nice.
was very
Yeah,
nice.
I'll give it to that. That's the way to go if we do that again.
And
Mhm.
it's weird. Okay, so in the middle of the day, it was more expensive than late at night.
I
would
figured
think
it would be reversed. But we were also probably going at like prime downtown time when
I
everyone's going for
guess.
dinner, things like that.
Yeah, because things probably close earlier down there too. So that, and they probably know it's really busy then. So people
Yeah.
aren't going to want to park. So like, oh, we'll charge them a little more because it's harder to park. It's probably easier to park at like 9 o'clock down there. So.
Yeah, because I did see the paid parking ends at like 8:30 or
Okay,
something.
there you
So
go.
we could have done it, but this was easier.
Yeah.
It
It
just
was-
made more sense. I wouldn't have wanted to
It was
drive.
fun doing it that way. It was so
Yeah, it was
fun.
there's
Because
nothing
then, yeah,
to it.
no one had to be like
Sober.
super responsible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was a lot of fun. So what was your takeaway, kiddo? Because we've experienced that kind of stuff before with like
Mhm.
Adrenaline Mob and all
Mhm.
that. So
That was great.
now you know to just don't be aggressive, but ask for
Yeah,
things. And
mhm.
sometimes, usually, especially the last night of a show,
Yeah.
that's where I was like, we might get some stuff because it's the last night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Well, plus the kid ended up looking like one of the Bella twins that night
Huh.
because she wore her hair was down, her hat was backwards, she had the red on.
Mhm.
well, and there was one thing she brought up. I don't know if she wants to talk about it or not.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Talking about getting adopted.
Oh,
that was kind of a shock to both of us because Papa had talked about it before privately with me,
Mhm.
and I'm like, but she's an adult, and then all of a sudden you're just like, yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah, what?
Yeah, because I was like, if she brings it up, we'll do it. I was like, because you can be any age and do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, And it was funny because a few days later we were talking about it, and he was like,
Did we talk?
He's like, that really happened? He's like, I wasn't sure if I was like so drunk that
No, I wasn't drunk, but I was just misremembering things.
Well,
I felt fine.
Yeah. Which is funny because
Well, but you
after-
asked, but later in the week too, you're like, has the kid talked to you at all? I was like, no.
Oh yeah, because she had texted me and she was like, "Oh, I've been looking into the adoption and the name change and stuff online." I was like, "Did she talk to you?" He's like, "No." It's like, "Oh, because she was mentioning this." He's like, "So that did happen?" I'm like, "Yeah, it did." Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
process sounds like kind of a pain, but
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
just have to actually go to the courthouse and have explain.
The only thing now, I think you can't get into a government building without the new ID.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the travel?
Yep.
geez.
Really? I thought that was just for travel.
Traveling?
Any government building. It's
So
stupid.
they're gonna look at that one that came from the DMV. That's a government
Yeah.
issue and be like, that's
Like,
fake.
all right, well, tell the judge I can't go. Yeah, tell the judge I can't make it today then because you guys are assholes. So
Yes.
that's on you.
So anybody that's going on trial, I don't have the ID.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Oh well. Not my fault. I can
Can't
use
go to
it
court today.
if I get pulled over. I can use it then. So
All right, I could
yeah.
use that if I get summoned for
Jury
duty.
duty. Don't have
Sorry.
the ID.
Yeah.
Oh, that will have to be a excuse. Don't have
Yeah.
the travel ID.
Yeah.
Can't come in.
Yeah,
I
don't
can't
have the
prove
proper
it me.
identification. Yeah.
I could bring 5 pieces with my name, picture, everything, but that's not me.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's just fucking ridiculous. So,
And I guess there's an interview. You have to do an interview or something that I thought I read online.
geez.
It's stupid.
If you do, that's new. I've never heard
That's
that.
stupid.
Please tell us why you want to travel.
Right?
So then we got all done with
I'm
that.
going to go to Delaware. And here's why.
How much later did we stay up that night? We stayed up pretty
We were
late.
Pretty late.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so we had to
Because
head
we
back the
went-
next day.
Some more Eastbound
Yeah,
and down.
eastbound down. We finished the pizza or whatever we had. I think we had some pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, stayed up a little late for that and got up early the next day too. I just didn't sleep well. And we just got everything ready as quick as we could and packed up.
Packed up, went to the coffee shop at Munns Park. It's so good. They're so good.
Yeah, they're always great there too.
Mhm.
Customer service is always great.
There was a lady that was in front of us. She was older,
Mhm.
like older, way older than me. And her face was pulled so tight
Oh, no.
from plastic surgery that she had dimples behind her ears because they pull it and they
Tuck
they
it.
like they
Stitch
tuck
it,
it, yeah, and
right?
stitch it there. And her lips were
Ugh.
like this.
No
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
No thank
Yeah.
you.
And the guy was kind of a jerk in line too. Like
Yeah.
I'm better than you
Mhm.
type. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to try food there sometime too. It always looks good.
Yeah, they have breakfast stuff.
And then we
lunch.
found out there's like a saloon right near there too.
Yeah.
So
Want to check
do that. Maybe if we leave early enough on the way up sometime, we can do that.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so then we started heading home. We were making really, really, really good time. Like amazingly good.
To be home at 12:30.
Yeah, we'll be home like in 2 hours instead of 2.5 or
Mm.
3. And then, of course, we hit they
Closure.
just closed off
Yeah.
5 miles of the freeway we take. And it cost us an hour
Hour.
of time.
Just driving through Scottsdale.
And then there's
It's like, I
some,
just want to
and
be
that
home
person
because
that-
my feet hurt so bad.
yeah.
Yeah, and that person in what was it, a Range Rover?
Yeah.
They just kept honking at us for no reason. And
Like-
like we can't control us. Yeah.
Same boat guy. Just
Yeah. So we
wait.
got them back.
Yeah.
I got behind them. They were, I just kept
you
honking
can
at
tell
them
they
to
were
turn. and-
freaking out though.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. Well,
No matter how
don't start.
fast they tried driving, they still ended up right next to it.
And we did not let up.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to be an asshole. We're going to treat you like one then. So, yeah. So that took forever.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was like, cool. We're going to get home early. I can get stuff done. Because we had a big week coming up,
Yeah.
which we'll get into in a few. We'll just kind of run this right into the next
Yeah,
week because
for
it
sure.
never stopped for
Yeah.
us. So then, yeah, we finally get to the house, we unpack, and then you had to go drop off or pick up the dog, right?
You had to go home, unload your stuff, go back to
Check on your animals, go back, yeah. And then we had a ton of laundry and stuff to get ready for the week. We had to get lunches ready
Lunches.
and just
Yeah.
so we were just go. And then I think what was it, Friday when we were in Flagstaff? Andrew at Divine sent us a message on
Yeah.
Facebook inviting us to the
Winapalooza.
Winapalooza. I'm like, oh shit! All right, well he invited us. Let's definitely go. It's probably
Right.
the reason why he invited us.
Like Corey's gonna be there anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So then, like, okay, we got that Wednesday now.
Yep.
So then we just get home, and it's just like,
Yeah, and
Alright.
I think we did get that. We got that message, I think, at the show from Andrew.
was it at the show?
We had been
Okay.
drinking. So I just saw Wednesday. I didn't know it was the next Wednesday. So I was like, yeah, let's go. And then later you were like, we have to go to Winapalooza Wednesday. I'm like, wait, this Wednesday? He's like, I showed you the message. I'm like,
So
I know that, but I didn't know it was this Wednesday.
so then we're like, okay, that's gonna suck. So we have to get home, get ready, and then head back out. So we left about an hour early each from work, got ready. Took us about an hour to get out there. We got out there early. We found a spot luckily right away.
Really
Because
close.
it got
Yeah.
to a point where it was like, we'll just leave. Like,
Mhm.
won't go. And it was worth it. It was fun. Unfortunately, it was all Paso except for Page Springs, which luckily they were
Springs
there.
was
They're
really
so good.
But we hung out with
We hung out with Corey, and then he brought us a gift.
Yes.
He brought a bottle of the 4-8.
That's right. He
So
brought us
that
4-8.
right there was worth it.
Yeah.
'Cause, oh man, because I was like, okay, cool. We've got an event Friday we have to go to, so we'll take it there. Because why not?
Yeah.
Why
Because
not?
then Friday we had your dad's
Dad's
birthday.
birthday, which was fun. It was better than it was less drama and stuff, which is good. It was a lot of people. People kept
lot.
coming,
A lot of people.
People.
It was Hawaiian catered.
which was really good.
I thought it was really, really good too.
Yeah.
You were like, meh. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had better things.
So, but yeah, it was just go all week.
Yep.
And especially because like I had to go to the store like almost every day that week too, because we have Wrestlemania Saturday and Sunday of that week.
Why not?
And we'll get into that right now.
Yep.
And I have the printouts for the matches and everything, and we'll just kind of break down each match. Obviously, the bottom up for both days is the first match to the last
And
match.
Corey came over for Saturday's match.
Corey did come over. Yep, that was a lot of fun. He's real into wrestling because he was even when I was getting pissed off the next night with Netflix, he was texting me stuff like, "Stop it! I have not been able to watch it yet." He's like, "I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, we caught it late and we can't go back until it's over.
Yeah.
Apparently, now all of a sudden after like 10 weeks of
Mhm.
Netflix."
Yeah.
So the first match was on Saturday was Jey Uso and Gunther, and
That
we
was
were
a
going
good
for
one.
Gunther.
Mm-hmm. But
And
Jay won.
It was a good match. Yeah, Jay won. It was a really good match. Good starter. You know.
Wanted Gunther to win.
Yeah, we said that.
I'm just repeating it.
Hey, you know what else? I want a Gunther to win.
And we can get into Gunther at the end of this too, what he's pulled,
Yeah.
which is going to be fun. And so the next one after that was Tag Team Championship, New Day versus War Raiders, and New Day won.
Which
That
we
wasn't,
didn't really care for.
wasn't a
either.
great match. And the next one wasn't either.
Like, what was the point of that match? Just
It's the
Filler?
championships. Yeah, it's just like second match in and stuff.
no, the third one, Jade.
Oh, I don't know.
There's no point to that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, it wasn't good at all. It was very sloppy, very
Mhm.
sloppy match. A lot of people were saying that.
Which one? Jade and
The
Naomi?
Jade and Naomi.
Yeah.
It was just sloppy. And so the next one was the United States Championship, which was Jacob Fatu and LA Knight.
Which
It was a good match. It was a really good match.
We're going for
Going LA.
night.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. Unfortunately, he lost. So we're like,
Yeah.
man, we're like down 3 right now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
And then the next one's probably my favorite match of the whole.
this
WrestleMania.
might be Corey's favorite wrestler right now too. Because we were talking about a couple, and he's like, I was like, yes, Seth's my guy, and this and that, and he's like, yeah, he's good, burn it down, but man, you can't beat El Grande Americano.
Just that whole entrance with the like sepia background
Yes.
and the old timey like mariachi music.
And it had like the old camera.
yeah.
And,
Going
and
and-
the voice was a little off. Yeah. So awesome.
And it was supposed to originally be, it was El Grande Americano, which it is not Chad Gable.
It is definitely not,
Not-
Chad.
Not
it's
Chad
not.
Gable.
Even
Versus
though
Ray
it's
Phoenix.
crazy that they do have the same tattoo.
That is weird.
It's so weird.
Must
And
be a
they
big
do
fan.
have very similar singlets. I
Yes,
guess.
yeah.
You know.
And it was supposed to be Rey Mysterio, which would have been cool. But Mysterio got hurt.
Okay.
You know, you think Dom had something to do. I'm just kidding.
That dirty Dom.
Dom.
Deadbeat
Although there were pictures of Ray up in the
boxes.
yeah, he was cheering on Dom.
Really? Oh,
Well,
We'll get into that.
Yeah. Out of character.
So after that was the which the El Grande, that was a great match regardless.
He's fun.
This new El Grande Americano is really, really
I
good.
hope we learn more about him.
I do
I'm
too.
very curious. Who
Yeah.
is El
The
Grande?
mysterious luchador.
Yes. That obviously got his name at Starbucks. El's.
Which has been brought up before.
Yes.
We could talk about.
Yes.
Actually, so you what was it? Was it Bailey?
Yes.
That was on the Chris Van Vliet show, and they were talking about because Bailey had a coffee and stuff, and he's like, "What do you drink?" She's like, "It's an Americano," and he's like, "An El Grande Americano," and we just all started like, "Yes, okay." So people are understanding this is probably made in a coffee line at Starbucks.
Hey, you know what would be a great character? El Grande
Grande
Americano. Macchiato just didn't have the same ring.
Oh, that could be a distant cousin.
El Macchiato.
El Macchiato. You never know. Down the road, it could be.
Creating new characters here.
Yeah.
Then the next one was the women's championship match for the Saturday women's, and it was Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Which, if anyone's followed the background on this, there's been a lot of personal shots fired.
Mhm.
Like
Like,
a lot of it's not
Actually, real
real life stuff. And Tiffany Stratton won, which she should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hot and needs to be. That's what they're going with. She's getting a lot of attention.
Girl.
Yeah, one
And-
for that side of the
Yeah.
I think the SmackDown.
Oh, I
side
know.
of
Yeah, no one's above Rhea Ripley.
no.
But she definitely took her licks in that fight, though.
And chipped a tooth.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah, she took some damage too. They said, yeah.
Knocked
So-
the fuck out of one of her
But-
teeth.
She also under stripes, and that'll get her like people going, okay, she's really she's into this. Yeah, she can handle it. So, and next one is probably my most excited match of the whole weekend: Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
This one had the best storyline of any of them. This had
Mm-hmm.
Paul Heyman as the trophy. Everyone's like, well, it wasn't for a championship. And I'm like, it's for Paul Heyman. That's a pretty big deal. Because you go with Paul Heyman, you're going to be a champion.
He walked out with.
So he turned Roman Reigns and him had a falling out, and Roman Reigns pushed him down and everything at SmackDown before, and pushed him down, and because he told CM Punk 10, 15 years ago, if you ever headline a WrestleMania, I will walk out with you. Walk out with you. And he kept his promise. He walked out with him, and he was cheering for him, and then as the match kept going, which was a great match. I love the false finishes where they kick out. And everything. It was just a brutal match. Just definitely the match of the day. And we'll get into how I feel about it after the Sunday stuff. But Paul got a chair and came in and handed it to CM Punk. And as CM Punk's about ready to hit Roman, Paul low blows him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And finally he picks up the chair and is holding it like this. Is like, my tribal chief, I would never turn on you, my tribal chief. You're and just being awesome, Paul, how he usually is. And he and he hands it to Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns, picks it up and he's like, yeah, that's right, wise man, I knew it. And then he slowly pushes Paul out of the way so he's not in the way, and he's gonna hit Seth in the back because 10 years ago Seth did this to the Shield and hit Roman in the back and turn on the Shield and everything else. So it's very symbolic. As he's going to do that, Paul low blows him and does a little twist, if you noticed, also. And the whole time, Paul was going with Seth Rollins, which I am super happy about because Seth is my favorite wrestler of the last generation, honestly, like the last 15 years, give or take. I mean, we've done episodes on him and Becky. So yeah, that was just an awesome match, awesome way to end it. Like just drama leading into the next day.
Except I was so hoping that Dean Ambrose was making an appearance, but nope.
Yeah. So now we're getting to Sunday. So start off with the Women's World Championship, and it was Io Sky as she was champion walking in versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. It was a good match, not great. Triple threats can be good. Obviously, as we found out the night before, it ended with a great one. But this one was kind of just, Nothing against Rhea. It's just like Io has her moments, but she's very like one-sided. She needs to do like high flying stuff and all that. It's hard to do in a triple threat because there's the extra person that can knock you down and stuff like that too. And then Rhea's just the best. And then
And
Bianca's
Bianca's
just a one-trick
sneaky.
pony and she's sloppy. And
She's had years prior to get those belts, and now it's
she's had them.
Rivas. Yeah, yeah.
But it's just, yeah, she just does a couple backflips and does this. And I mean, she acts strong and stuff, but I'm like, Rhea's so much stronger. Like,
Yeah.
Rhea just like just pound for pound is, and I know where they're going with this. And it was a good match. I didn't like how it ended. But I guess I also don't want Rhea winning the championship in a sloppy match like it was too.
For sure.
So Io took it, and that was that. This next one was probably maybe my favorite of the day. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest in the Sin City Street fight.
Yeah.
Because that sucker was brutal.
It was.
It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't for anything other than pride, but it was just a fun match. Just big guys just beating the hell out of each other, slamming each other through tables and everything else. And yeah, so I mean, chime in on any of these too.
Which one was the one that Pat and Michael Cole got into?
That was the
was-
next night. We'll
That
talk about
was-
that.
okay,
Yeah, we'll
okay,
talk
okay.
about that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, the next one, because of what it was,
So was that one a tag team, or were they all going in and they all
No.
just kind of turned?
no, I'll get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was tough to understand
Yeah.
at first because they didn't really talk about it. But this one's for the championship, Intercontinental Championship. And it's funny watching that interview after the fact. But Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta were all
No,
in this.
Finn Balor or whatever his
Yeah,
it was shortened to.
Finn Balor. Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And so Dominic Mysterio won that. Great match. Dom is just, I don't think people realize how good he really is because he makes it look easy and everything, but he does a lot and he's great at telling stories without in the ring and stuff like that. And he deserved it, I think. And it made the next night interesting too with one of the competitors in this. But the next night they all made up and everyone's good. They're like, hey, as long as it's in the Judgment Day, we're all good. I know, I still don't trust him.
Oh yeah, because he was like, oh yeah, but
Yeah.
you could still see it.
So
looking at
it
us,
wasn't a
it's
tag.
okay.
They just like
Okay.
they thought that maybe the other two were gonna team up against them, and once they found out they weren't, then
Then
that's when Dom turned on Finn.
Because
and,
right away Braun and Penta just went at it. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I guess it's not a tag team.
and then Finn.
Yeah.
But eventually, if you team up, someone still only one person can
Can
win
come out.
this.
Mhm.
So
There'd
you-
definitely be one.
yeah.
And you
So-
do not like Braun Breaker.
Woof, 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 woof. Did you watch Raw the next night?
No.
Oh, okay. So Braun Breaker is teamed up with
Seth.
Paul Heyman and Seth.
He's Seth's heavy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Woof, 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 woof.
No, and I saw there's behind the scenes after, I don't know if it was this night or Raw, but Dominic was behind stage with the belt and Braun's uncle was there and he was showing off and his uncle was like, F you.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's like you didn't deserve that or something, but Dom playing it up like,
Well, more than likely, Dom probably set that up.
Mhm,
Dom is so
probably.
good at the story.
Mhm.
He's
he does not break at all.
No.
as we watched an interview with him yesterday, and
Yep.
it was hilarious. Just
He
he's
kept
fun.
telling the interviewer, don't call
It's not
him
Ray. He's deadbeat.
or my dad. You call him deadbeat. He's like, I don't know that for sure. He's like, I am the witness. I am telling you this. You can call him deadbeat. And so he finally forced him, and he went deadbeat.
But they're
You
talking
know-
about like him being 8 years old, and he's like, "I'm a 20-year vet, man." Like,
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
saw that.
And-
And he was talking about how before she became a deadbeat mom, I think she
Well,
makes
and
ceviche.
he kind of skirted towards what I've been talking about with
Mhm.
Eddie being his real dad and
Yeah.
stuff. So he kind of was talking a little bit about
The whole
that
time
too.
He was drinking a Capri
Capri
Sun.
Sun.
He was making the interview laugh because he wasn't even holding it with his hand. He was just holding it with the straw in his mouth, and just it was hanging. And the guy just kept laughing. He's like, "What do you keep laughing about?" He's like, "Because I have like an 8-year-old that drinks Capri Suns like that." And he's like, "So what?"
It's awesome.
He's like, "I have a Rolex. I have this hair."
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what interview it was, but they're like, do you have anything nice to say about Ray? And he's like, he's got great hair. He's He's like, come on, look at this. There's no way he's my dad.
All right, and then this next one was an open challenge. So it was who's it going to be? It's kind of like Royal Rumble, like who's coming out next, kind of a thing. And it was TNA champion Joe Hendry, who's kind of still a newcomer.
Mhm.
And I guess he's like some Scottish pop star or something.
Something.
also.
He doesn't
Yeah.
have that much of an accent. Like it comes out every now and then,
Huh,
but
okay.
it's very
Yeah.
muted.
Yeah, I watched something with him the other day. I was like, oh, okay, it's not really too prominent. So
Mhm.
it was good. It was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was exactly to put someone over, even
Mhm.
though they lose, and it's to set up for the next night too,
Mhm.
For sure.
which we'll get into that in a few because it's going to be after we do the main event here. The next one is Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. This was good because Logan Paul's just good.
Yeah.
He's
He's good.
really good, and he won, which is great.
Mhm.
So it wasn't anything on the line or anything like that. It was one of those kind of, I don't like to say filler matches because it was a really good match. It's two guys that don't make too many mistakes or if any at all, which is good. I'll give AJ Styles that. He doesn't make things look sloppy like some of the other ones do. He doesn't wait around for things. He makes things happen, which is good. But I'm glad Logan Paul's getting over.
Yeah.
I bet after the match, though, he demanded to speak to the manager.
Yeah, probably.
My hair. Yeah.
And then this next one was good because we didn't know who was coming out.
It
Another
was
one.
supposed to be Bailey, right?
It was. She got hurt. It was a women's tag team championship. And this was Lyra versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez until we knew who was coming out. And then all of a sudden we hear the man's coming out, which is cool.
Yeah.
So
That was the highlight of the night.
yeah, that was really cool. And Becky Lynch and Lyra win,
Mhm.
which I'm a big fan of Lyra.
Yeah.
And I like
Okay.
what Becky did the next night because it's going to help Lyra even more
Mhm.
because they lost the championship.
Mhm.
And then Becky took it out on her. And now here's my theory. I think Becky's going to join Seth Rollins.
Oh, are they making like a Judgment
Faction.
Day type?
They used to have one back in the day that had a woman in it and stuff with Paul and all that. So I think we're going to get that. I think it was called something Alliance or something. It's been a while, but yeah. So there's a chance that we're doing this. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of like to maybe go up against Judgment Day-ish.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be interesting. So that's my prediction. And then we get into the most confusing match of the weekend.
Yeah, this is so lackluster for it being the
Oh,
main
we're not alone. We are not alone.
Everybody's giving it from a C to an F.
Oh,
rating.
there's been polls that's not even on there because people aren't even voting for it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Wow.
Like it's not even being like has a one vote. Everyone's just like it just didn't make sense.
And that was
What was the point of The Rock doing what he did and he doesn't come out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's done some stooge that obviously Cody Rhodes can beat the fucking shit out of.
Mhm.
And just for no reason. It made no sense at all. Like The Rock's supposed to be Triple H's boss. Why isn't he there? He shouldn't be. And I found out why The Rock was even there that time because they had low ticket sales and they
So
brought
they're
him
trying
in.
to drum it up.
Yeah.
Oh, The Rock's gonna be here.
So don't even do that storyline. Just have The Rock show up and do something else. So he doesn't have to be the because it just made no sense.
Yeah.
And then John Cena just wins it. Like it just made no sense to me. I'm like, this could have been great.
Mhm.
But at the end of the night, I'm like, that's it. Like we kept waiting and waiting for The Rock to show up and do something. No. And it's like they should have flip flopped this then, because man, it would have been so much better, especially leading into Raw for the Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman ending and all that stuff. And
Have that be the Sunday night. Maybe.
because Raw the next night was all about that.
Mhm.
And yeah, so it made no sense. But the next night was cool because John Cena came out and he's like, "There's no one in the WWE that's my size, that has my credentials, that isn't this close to, that doesn't have as many titles as I do." All of a sudden, Randy Orton shows up and just RKO's him.
and
And then right away, I'm like, "Oh my God, that makes sense."
Yeah.
Like because it's in St. Louis next, and that's where Randy Orton's from.
And-
But then I was also, I was like, 14? And we looked it up. Yeah, Randy Orton has 14
Yeah.
championships. Like he's really close.
But talking about size, Randy Orton next to John Cena.
Yeah, they were on Friday night and
Yeah.
talking, and it was Cena, and then here's Orton. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, it was.
But let's get into what happened to Michael Cole and Pat McAfee.
Yes. So Gunther's just he's and I like what they're doing with him there because he's been a villain for a long time. He's been a heel. and he became like a big heel that on Raw near the end of the show.
Mhm.
And he came out and he was like yelling and just pissed off, and he was picking a fight with Michael Cole,
Mhm.
and he pushed Michael Cole and kind of knocked him down.
Knocked his glasses,
Yeah.
his glasses
And then
off.
Pat goes, "Hey, don't
Don't
what
talk
are you
to me
doing? Don't talk
like that."
this like no, he didn't do anything to you. What are you picking on him for?" And
Uh-huh.
Pat gets involved, and then
Yes.
he starts doing this, and then Gunther got him in a headlock, and it was a legit headlock. Like
knocked him out.
Yeah, Pat actually had some damage to his throat and coughing up blood and stuff.
Pat McAfee's guys from the show were sitting back
Front
behind.
row.
They jumped over and
We're defending him.
We're trying to get at Gunther. And it's what they were saying. They're lucky it didn't turn into a riot, that other people didn't fall.
Yeah, because people might not know that that's his guys, and like, why they jumped over? Let's jump over too.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it was very interesting. So I'm thinking there's going to be something with Gunther and Pat, which will be cool.
To the ER afterwards.
Yeah,
He was
it was,
looking
and
at
it was
the-
in Halt. It wasn't like one of those where it's on the chin. It was under. Yeah, his face turning purple, and
He
yeah, it was-
got up. He's like, I just realized I can't breathe.
which kayfabe, you probably told him, "Hey, let's go all in on
Yeah.
this." So
And Gunther is a good heel.
Mm-hmm.
so
And
that
then Michael Cole came back out, and he's like,
yeah, and Joe Testator's like, "What are you doing out here? We can take the." He's like, "I'm not going to let the bully
he
win."
told Adam Pearce, "You better do something about him," and blah blah blah. And I'm not going to be bullied.
So Gunther's been suspended indefinitely,
Mhm.
so he'll be there tomorrow night.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is Pat's going to be doing his commentary, and he's going to jump out from behind him and
Just choke him out or something.
just start rock. Yeah, so be good.
He's being
Yeah.
silly.
I know.
But that's all I have for all this. So yeah, we're just a very eventful week.
Oh, for sure.
Today's the first day we've gotten to sleep in at all for like a month.
Yeah.
So
Oh, and on top of that, I had to learn a whole new payroll system. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out.
Oh yeah, because you're asking me what we use.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. We
Yep.
really had fun talking about all this, and I know we're not really looking at the camera too much, but you can still see what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's just the best setup for what we're doing. But yeah, so thank you for listening.
Yep. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Intro and outro music is provided by Arizona prog metal band Temporal Displacement. You can find their music anywhere you listen to your favorite music. You can email us at drummingupconversation@gmail.com. Any questions or comments, please. Follow us on
Instagram, Facebook,
and YouTube at Drumming Up Conversation, and on X at Drum Conversing.
Shoot, I meant to bring one in. We have new business cards too.
We have new business cards. They're really cool. We have QR codes.
Yeah, and it's great. Takes you right to where we want you to
And
go.
they were made locally by
Yep.
Acacia.
Yep. Thank you so much for doing
Hey
that.
Rosie Creations and Bossy AZ.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's
really cool.
awesome. Yep.
Yep.
We met her the other night and picked them up, and they look great. They're exactly what we need them to do.
Yep. Really
So
cool.
for drumming up conversation, are you done?
Oh, I was just going to say you can listen to our podcast
yeah.
on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and watch our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can
Please watch it on YouTube.
follow
us. I mean, I want you to listen to it too, but please watch it as well, because video takes a lot of work, and it makes me feel good when people are watching it.
Yeah. And don't forget to tell a friend, please.
Yep. Be a friend, tell a friend.
Yep.
For
Awesome.
drumming up conversation, I'm Justin Wood.
I'm Andrea Wood.
I'm the kid with Grenache.
No mercy.
Drumming up conversation.